obviously now we're in January, it's 2024, so people all year round are into fitness, but more so at this time of year want to get in shape. I wanted to know from your angle, from clients that you see who come to work with you, what are some things that you just kind of generally see people are either doing wrong or maybe just not doing well enough that you see as being something like, if we get that right, I know we can get massive changes or transformations of people?
So just kind of, I suppose, or there might be, I suppose the biggest one is where you're getting your information from. So if someone tells you they lost 10 pounds on a fucking, intermittent fasting diet, or which obviously has a place, or keto or whatever, it doesn't mean it's going to be good for you.
Yeah.
If you like, ask me the question again.
So from what you see with clients who come work with you, what are some things that either they're doing wrong or they're not doing, or they're just not doing well or consistently enough that tends to get results?
The reason why I'm saying ask it again is because there's probably 50 things that are coming into my head.
Yeah.
I'd say one of the best bits of advice that I always give people that message me or clients is that, especially if they're not like us lads where they like training, and they're not like us where they have a lot of knowledge, like just start slow. Like when you start training, Adam, like, did you know everything about everything, and did you
fuck all about fuck all?
Did you start going to the gym?
Yeah, I had a lad who was a few years older who had a bit of experience who gave me a program to follow, and that was it. Yeah.
And that's rare because most people will just start. Like young, like I just started, didn't have any program. But like with Phil, did you?
No, I knew little bits like chicken fillet is better than chicken nuggets, or like little bits like that, but
just start making better choices.
Exactly,
and that's all it is, man. Like obviously, when you go with a coach, they're gonna map everything out. But if you're not going with a coach, maybe it's you're not in a position to. Obviously, coaching is a luxury, like anything is, any service. But if you're gonna try it yourself, and let's say you go to coach and you're saying, I want to hit this hard, and new year, new me. It's not going to be probably a new year, new you if you go in and just try and get everything perfect. I said this on Instagram the other day as well. It's focus on just progression. Don't focus on being perfect. We said this before we started recording. Like that's what holds a lot of people back from even starting, because they're trying to have everything mapped out perfectly before they start. So I'd say, if you like going to the gym, just start going to the gym. Once you get consistent with that, maybe 2 sessions a week, and you're doing a couple of steps, maybe 8,000 a day, then you can start looking at your field. Then 2 months down the line, maybe start looking at your supplements. But it's when people want everything at once is when they start to fail. That's the first thing. The next thing would be do something that you enjoy when it comes to exercise. If you don't like going to the gym, don't go to the gym. Like you're doing training now that you enjoy, Lee, because obviously you were saying at the start.
Yeah.
You don't enjoy it anymore, so you can't stick to that long term. So why are people coming to us and asking us, setting me up with a gym program? The first thing I ask someone when they're out of shape and they say, I want to go to the gym, do you like going to the gym?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and you're trying to get in shape that way, and even if you have the mentality to stick with it for long enough, you'll end up falling off track with that. Do you know what I mean? So we always say, and look, obviously we know some form of resistance training is needed, because if we don't do that, we'll lose muscle. But just pick something you enjoy, and even at that, you don't have to go to the gym. If you're doing your resistance training, let's say twice a week, you can do it at home, or you can do it if you want to go to the gym. You can do it at home. You can do bodyweight stuff, or if you had like a kettlebell, a couple of dumbbells, that's enough. Like people think, you have to be in the gym to create this physique. It's all about, and again, you know yourself, lads, it's not about getting lean and getting abs. It's not built in the gym. People think, and even that, people come to us and say let's say they've got 30 pounds to lose, and they think they need to build muscle. Yeah. To get the abs. The abs are already there. The muscle that they want is already on the frame. Do you know what I mean? They just need to stick to the field, and a good set, maybe a little bit of cardio, and again a form of exercise they enjoy. It could be a spin class, it could be, I know a lot of the gyms do like pump classes, or it could be boxing, whatever it might be. That's my biggest advice, is that you have to be enjoying what you're doing. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're trying to build a shitload of muscle, you need a gym. But for 90% of people, they just want to get a tight waist, lose a bit of lower back fat. You don't need the gym, But it has a place, obviously, for a lot of us, and most of our clients love going to the gym, but a lot of them don't. So I think that sets us apart from a lot of kind of coaching brands. A lot of coaching brands don't know that. I've got a lot of clients that come to me and they'll say, "Oh, my coach told me I have to be in the gym 4 days a week." And if you're relaying that to a client that just wants to lose, 15, 20 pounds, you're probably not going to get them that result, because they're not going to stick to it. That type of way. Does that make sense? That
It's great to hear you say that as well, because I think the bias is for fitness coaches that people like us who love going to the gym be like, oh, you want to get in shape? Well, you have to go gym. Yeah, heavy squats.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what, again, in college, you was doing the PT course. That's what we're taught.
Yeah.
That's, again, why I didn't really massively enjoy the one-to-one PT, because, and there's a lot of good courses out there now, and that's something that me and another big gym owner in the industry are actually talking about now. It's kind of, we still have to, there's a lot of loose ends to tie up, but we're speaking about a course where you know, I would cover the online side, and then he would cover the kind of
sick,
yeah. So that's potentially down the line. You should know this person well. But what was the point we were making there?
You're saying that the people associate getting in good shape with having to be in the gym 4 days a week and doing
I
all
was saying about the course and how they teach it wrong. Yeah, so when you're obviously getting in shape yourself, you're going to the gym. You like going to the gym. You don't know how to get anyone else in shape then.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? There's a big kind of bridge the gap with a lot of coaches where they're coming in and they got themselves in shape. So they're like, I know how to get everyone in shape. No, you don't. You need to work with hundreds of people before you actually even get to that point of like, oh yeah, maybe you don't have to go to the gym. And I only got that from just coaching thousands of people. Was like, let me try this out with this person. Let's forget about the gym. Let's do no workouts for the first couple of weeks. Let's just focus on field. Focus on steps. Not even cardio. And then once they get that right, a little bit of cardio, do that for a couple of months, and then 1 or 2 home workouts, and they're getting crazy transformations. So again, that's a big bit of knowledge for any coaches, really, any PTs as well. The gym is the last little part of it, in my opinion. If you just want to lose body fat and get into decent shape. If you want to look like fucking you, man, you're obviously going to need to be in the gym 5 days a week. Do you know what I mean? But for most probably 80% of our clients, it's just lifestyle clients.
Most people don't want to look like
most people don't.
Bodybuilders, you know, that way.
People come to me and say, "Oh no, I don't want to look like you."
Yeah.
No, mate, you know what I mean? Like, fuck's sake.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Charge an extra fucking £100 on your membership.
I don't mean that boy, but like,
of course.
But sure, I remember when I started. Like, if I'd seen 15 years down the line, like I would have been like, "Nah, that's too big." Yeah, because it's just a natural progression. Like, where like in the gym, you're either going to be getting leaner or you're going to be getting bigger. Yeah. So, I just ended up getting to that stage, but it's not like I wanted to be that big. Or
didn't set out with that.
No, not at all.
So Sam, you've been in the fitness industry for, well, training yourself and then getting into it for about 14, 15 or so years now at this stage.
Maths, obviously, as you said at the start, that's the wrong point. You can do the maths. Started what? I think it was 14.
14.
I remember looking at a magazine, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start. I just done shoulders and arms for 3 years.
Yes. So, that's all you need. Bicep 100%. Day, delta day.
That's the 3 things that matter in a fella. Sensiyama, bicep size, cock length. If you have those 3.
And shoulder width, no?
So we'll add that in. We'll do a little like,
although
nice but not essential.
Wider shoulders might give you a longer, like the dimensions aesthetically might play into a longer.
Wider shoulders?
if you're looking at the frame dynamically as it comes in, maybe.
Make the waist look smaller.
If
you're big, it makes your fucking manhood look smaller.
Yeah, true, actually, yeah.
No, it does.
You need to get the right legs and all. We need to do something scientific on this.
Skinny legs, wide shoulders.
I wanted to ask you, from all your experience in the fitness space, what's one thing you love about the fitness industry and one thing you hate or would love to change about it?
I don't think this can be changed, but I think there's a lot of there's a lot of damage to people in the fitness industry, and a lot of people that I think the whole competing side of it is quite dark, and there's going to be a lot of people that probably say
get cancelled now.
I'll make sure.
I think if you disagree with that point, you either don't know enough about it or you're just in denial.
In what? In disagree with what?
That like there's like a very dark side to the whole competing thing and what it does to you.
Like the competing side, lads, is like it's so unhealthy, man. Like people don't realise that. Like it's fucking. Obviously, I've done photo shoots and stuff like that, but the reason I never competed is because I knew that you really have to push the envelope with drugs and stuff like that. I'm not willing to do that. Like for what? And see, the problem is a lot of people will. And again, I'm not saying everyone that competes is like this. Believe me, I'm not. I know personally know people that compete for the right reasons, and even the people that compete for the wrong reasons. That might just be part of their journey. I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish people had another avenue, because it just makes people, like the drugs and stuff like that you have to push. If you're already in a bad mental place, they're definitely going to make it worse. You know what I mean? So, and obviously what it's doing to your body as well. And for what? People will say it's a sport. Is it a sport? I don't think it's a sport. I don't think it's a sport. I think, again, it's a sport if you're doing it for the right reason, but if you're doing it because you're training with weights to build this armor because you're so, and again, I've done it. I was, I got myself to a certain place in terms of my physique, probably because I was probably running from the other issues that I needed to sort that we spoke about, anxiety, and I probably didn't have a lot of confidence, so I was using that as a way to pretend I did, maybe, something like that. So I think that's where a lot of, like, it's very, I don't want to say toxic, but I think there's a lot of broken people in the industry, and I wish it wasn't like that. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Maybe I think I think the fighting game is a bit like that as well. You have to, it's a solo sport, and you have to rely only on yourself, so you can put everything into that and actually do quite well. But I think there's an element of people, again, in those two industries where they're running from. And again, I can say this because I've done it.
Yeah,
I'm not looking from the outside in and be like, oh, they're all them cunts that compete are.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. All the people that compete are like fucking like off the head now. I've done the same thing where I've used the gym as, and again, it's been really good to me in a lot of ways, but I definitely used it as like an outlet when I probably should have been doing other things as well. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, lads, but that's the kind of shitty side of it. Good side of it is confidence. I've definitely gained a lot of discipline's the biggest one. We had a team call this morning with the lads, and we were speaking about the program that we're selling and why we should believe in it. And the reason is because obviously we're getting people crazy results, but also their lives are completely changing. When you're disciplined enough to stick to a plan and get in shape, everything else actually starts coming together then. You know what I mean? Like when I done my Fought With You and actually finally done one 4 years ago, the discipline that it takes to do that, the hunger, doing the cardio when you don't want to do it, going to the gym when you're bollocks tired, starving. I was so hungry I couldn't even sleep. Now, the prep I done recently, that didn't happen. But the first time I done it, I did. So why? Because it gets easier every time. But I remember I done that and I felt like I could do anything after it, man. I felt like I'd built that discipline to do anything. So that's the best part of it is the kind of, you can relay that in so many other areas of your life, you know what I mean?